What up, everybody? This is Dregs One. Welcome to another episode of the History of the Bay podcast. Hey, I'll be forgetting to say this sometimes. If you want to support the channel, make sure you click like, make sure you click subscribe, and make sure you leave a comment one time. Now that we got that out the way, we're here at Empire Studios in San Francisco. Got my man E Visuals behind the lens holding us down. We got some special folks in the house. Shout out to my boy KOB. Say it backwards and I'll be okay, just like the 707. Say it backwards. And speaking of the 707, we got another special guest today. This guy has played a pivotal role in Bay Area hip-hop, a pivotal role in the Hyphy Movement. Someone that I really can't say sounds like anybody else in the rap game. Got songs with all your favorite rappers, got a lot of claps that still bang to this day. We're talking about the one and only Turf Talk.
What's up?
What's up, bro?
What's happening, man?
Long awaited, kind of coming out the cuts, man.
Yes, sir. Man, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm glad that KOB set this up because
Shout out KOB, man.
People have for sure asked about you.
Yeah, man. My guy had to pull me up out the house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He said, "Man, you got to get up there, man. You got to tell your story, man." So here I am, man.
This is the platform for it. This is the place people come to when they want to hear the stories that haven't really been told in full.
For sure.
I always start at the very beginning. We're talking a little bit before we started rolling that you moved around a little bit.
Yeah.
But your story starts in Vallejo?
Starts in Vallejo, California. Yeah, I was born in Vallejo. I stayed on the street, Benjamin Street in the Crest. That's where I first started at. And then I migrated to the other side of town where my family is from, South Vallejo first, and then Millersville. It's like in the middle of Vallejo, Central Vallejo. That's where I planted my feet at. Before that, I moved to Los Angeles though, and that's kind of like where I was raised. I was raised in the Los Angeles area to San Bernardino area. Southern California, basically.
The IE.
The IE.
Mm-hmm.
And then I moved back to Vallejo. So you could just say I'm a Cali baby. So I've been all back and forth from Northern Cali to Southern Cali to Northern Cali.
Yeah, that's interesting. That makes sense now, knowing your music. That's a lot of different flavors, a lot of different cultures. Right. Even the north to the south to the central Vallejo is a little bit of different ingredients.
It's all different sauce. But it kind of grounded me. It kind of molded me into the person that I am and the style that I got. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
yeah. And, in California, like, our music is really tied to the regions.
Right.
Every region, even the IE is different from LA to a degree.
It is.
Even San Diego is different from the rest of Southern California.
Right.
So, yeah, it's interesting. But Vallejo in particular, all those neighborhoods that you just named, each got their own musical history.
Their own little flavor. And I think I picked up a little piece from everywhere too. You know what I mean? I picked up a little game from everywhere that I've been, and I kind of put it in the gumbo pot and put it in and it made Turf Talk.
That's
you know
right.
I mean?
One thing about Vallejo is that it's like very like family knit. Like right. I talked to I think Doobie and Mac Mall about this, and D-Shot, I believe.
Right.
Because I know D-Shot and 40's family, they moved around too. They lived in the Crest at one point.
So Mac Mall, for instance, you got Mac Mall who's related to 40. And 40 is my first cousin. So, that's how me and Mac Mall is tied in. So a lot of people might say, we cousins. You know what I mean? So that's how Vallejo is. Like, you got a lot of people that may have both their mom and dad from Vallejo. So both sides of their family is from Vallejo, which would tie somebody else in. It's crazy, and it's a village. So you got to know that too. Vallejo's a village. So most villages, they're like little a city inside of a city. You know what I mean? It's a pocket. So it's crazy because everybody dang near related in some type of way.
Yeah, that's really interesting. And So what I learned is that a lot of the families came to work in Mare Island,
Right.
and the housing they built for the people working there was I forget the name of the apartments.
It was Floor Terrace.
Yeah.
Floor Terrace.
Yeah, and then from there, people went into and got their own homes and moved out.
A lot of our family come from Floor Terrace, so to this day they still have like a Floor Terrace picnic like every year.
Wow.
And everybody from Vallejo is there because that's where we all come from.
Right.
Our grandmas, and uncles, aunties, everybody come from that line right there. So we all like I was watching B Legit's interview that you had with him, and we all came from, we all was one, everybody was together at once. Sometime I was a little younger, so I really wasn't around when Bila and all them was really out here. The Floor Terrace years, I wasn't around. That's my older people before me, but I do know the history, and we all come from that line.
Yeah, that's really interesting. So you're cousins with 40.
Yeah.
So I had this conversation with everybody from that family. Is that it's pretty crazy how many musical talents are connected to y'all.
Yeah, it's crazy, man, because really, see, with me, 40 like them they just put the battery in all the family's back. So it's like they set the tone. Like once we seen that they could do it, it got interesting to all of us. Like literally we'll have fish fries at 40's dad's house, and while the older family is doing their thing, playing cards or whatever, drinking, chilling, we'll be in the other living room with the beat, with the MPC, all the cousins, all the little kids making a family song. We'll make a Thanksgiving song or whatever occasion it is. Our family will make a whole song of it at our family event, and it'd be crazy. So music was just always around us. And then on my other side of my family, also my father was in the music. My grandfather was in the music. I was around Confunction when I was young.
Right.
Michael Cooper when I was young. I was in the studio with these cats when I was a baby. So I always been around music, you know what I mean? So
wow.
It's in me. And the 40 of them just from the D, I looked up to them as D-boys. Before any music, they had everything that a rapper had, that a rapper wanted, you know what I mean? So I already wanted to be like my big cousins, and then when they started doing music, it was just like the icing on the cake. Like, I want to do music now. So and now I see it in my sons, and I see it in my nephews, and they want to do the same. So we probably gonna be here for a long time. You know what I mean?
That's dope. Yeah, that makes everything more meaningful. It also sounds like hella fun to have that experience with your family. Yeah, it's I go over the list like every time I talk to one of your relatives, because it's like 40, Be Legit, D-Shot, Sugar T, Lavetti, Droopy, Lil Bruce is related.
And we even got cousins. We even got cousins like, man, we got Kamikaze, we got my cousin Double O. We got my cousin Skittles. Like, we got a lot of other little cousins and older cousins that do music too, that's coming, like making beats and rapping, and it's sick, man. It's dope.
One day y'all gotta do like the family tree book or something like that.
That'll be dope. Yeah, that would be dope. That would be dope as hell. Yeah, man.
Well, you mentioned like looking up to the whole D-boy era too. Did you get into the streets at all coming up?
Man, that's all. I think, man, if I could do it again, I'd probably go to school.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
Now, if I know the things that I know now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I jumped off the porch real early because, I jumped off the porch in Southern California, to tell you the truth. You know,
that's what I was gonna ask about.
With the gangs and everything. You know what I mean? That's how I was moving. It's a must. It's a must where I was from. You feel what I'm saying? So I got into that, and thank God I survived that. You know what I mean? And then when I moved to the Bay Area, all my cousins, they was very active in the dope game, so I jumped right into that. So I kind of I went from the gang banging straight to the trying to get money. You know what I mean? All my experiences was good. It came out good, but I went through a lot of stuff. Yeah, I survived it. Thank God. But yeah, man, I was in the streets from Southern Cali to Northern Cali. My name probably I don't got no smut on my name. It's pretty good, for sure.
Yeah, that's kind of just like a part of growing up, right? It's like a rite of passage.
Right.
If you're fortunate, you can get in, get out, and
Right. You have
stay
to.
intact. Yeah.
You have to, because man, it's if you look back, when you get my age and you look back to just everything that you got through, you'll be like, phew.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Close call.
Yeah. You'll be like, phew. Like, man,
Yeah.
like, but man, thank God. You feel me?
So for you, besides what we talked about with your family, how did you really get into like making music yourself?
So I was in Southern Cali. I'm real, still to this day, I be kind of shy with my music. Like to people wouldn't think that if you see me perform or something, but I am kind of. So back in Southern Cali, I had a lot of homies that were rap. They'd be in their ciphers or whatever doing their rap thing. I never rapped. I would always just be watching from the outside. Till one day it was around the time the Brat Functified was out. I took her instrumental, and I wrote a rap to it, and it was called "Why the No Love's Acting Crazy." That was with my homies and stuff, and I passed it out to my homies in the hood, right? And then when we going to parties and shit, I'm hearing them play the songs in my homies' cars and shit. And I'm like, oh shit, they really like it. I'm like, this the first time I hear somebody really like. I'm like, what you like? They like, man, this is hard. So that put like another little battery in my back. You know what I mean? I did a talent show. I went to this we'll say white school, but you know, y'all know how it is. We went to this white school.
Southern California is a lot more segregated.
Yeah, it is. So I went to this school called Altaloma High for a minute, for like a year, and when I went there, it was like the black women there were like clueless, like this TV show, like preppy.
Stacey Dash.
Yeah, Stacey Dash type. You know what I mean? So I entered the talent show. I did a song to Functified. And bro, every school, so it was a thing called the Black Student Union. Each school had one. All the black student unions came to this talent show from every school or in that region. Bro, I turned it out. Like I turned it out. Like then from that talent show on, I went full-fledged rapping. Like nice. I know I could do it. Like from the homies giving me that confidence, my uncle at home, and when I blew up that talent show, it was like I was gone from there. My mission was to get back to Earl. That was my mission, straight up, to get to Earl.
If you're interested in getting some promotion on the History of the Bay podcast, now is the time. We got some big, heavy-hitting guests lined up that are for sure going to do numbers. So let's get you some exposure on your music, on your business, on your products, on your services, and on you. Hit me up, info@historyofthebay.com. Someone from our team will get back to you. We got some real affordable rates to close out the year. Make sure you take advantage of this opportunity and hit us up so we can help promote you. Okay, so the whole time you're in Southern California and you're starting to rhyme, the E-40 and the Click is
they up here doing it. Yeah, they up here doing it.
Were you running around like, that's my cousin?
I'm running around, that's my cousin. And at the time, 40 rapping hella fast, so I'm getting into it with people too. Like they're like, what is this? I'm like, man, I'm telling you that, you know what I mean? But I'm also manifesting my career because I'm lying. I'm lying. I wouldn't call manifesting lying, but I mean, it is what it is.
Exaggerating a little bit.
I'm telling them that I'm getting signed. I'm telling everybody in Southern California, my cousins is finna sign me. I ain't talked to my cousins not one day, not one second about this.
I mean, technically you weren't lying, though.
I wasn't lying. I manifested it. I'm telling them. I'm like, I'm gonna be signed. Earl finna sign me and da-da-da-da-da-da. I ain't even talked to cousin or nothing. But I just knew if I got in front of cousin face and let him hear this gas, that it's a good possibility that he gonna love it. So I just kept on just telling people, and it happened, bro. I got out here, and it went to work.
So you pretty much had it like from a pretty early point, and then once you moved back to the Bay, you locked in with.
I locked in, but let me say one thing though.
Or were you like developing your craft for a little while?
I was developing at first. I had a friend of mine. This is in Southern California. This is right before I came to the Bay. I had a friend of mine whose dad was in Jamie Foxx, who played in a band for Jamie Foxx. He heard me rapping. He like, man, I'm finna take you to Jamie house with me. It's before I come to Southern Cali. So before I come to Northern Cali. So we go to Jamie Foxx house. At the time, he's getting his house rebuilded. He's finna get married at the time. I don't know what wife or whatever, but he's finna get married. It's a famous manager there named Kurt Boogie at the time. So he have a group. They're doing a song. I'm actually sitting up against the wall, and I'm just every time they stop the beat, I'm writing a verse in my head. Every time they stop a beat. So I don't know how long Jay-Z been doing this or whatever. I was young. I was hella young doing this. I'm sitting up against the wall, and every time they stop the beat, I'm doing my verse over, writing a verse in my head. So Jamie Foxx look at me and he say, "You got something over there, huh?" I'm like, "Yeah, I got something." I go on there, bro, and I swear to God, man, y'all may think I'm tooting my own horn, but they go crazy after I do my little rap. I just wrote it while they was doing their thing in my head, right? So me and Jamie Foxx talked. I was supposed to come out with Jamie Foxx.
Wow.
But he didn't have no time for me. He didn't have no time to put into no music career, and he was still even getting his stuff buzzing with the music. Right. So that didn't fall through. But that's just something that I always wanted to tell my fans that they didn't know about me. You know what I mean? I started off trying to get on with Jamie Foxx first. And then I came to the Bay. I jumped on the Greyhound bus, smashed to the Bay to come get on with my family.
Damn. So you were on a mission.
I was on a mission, bro. Because I wasn't too good in school. I really didn't have nothing else. I'm either gonna work or I'm gonna try the music. I wasn't good in sports. This was like the best thing that I could do. You know what I mean? Out of anything I ever tried to do, music, I got the best results.
So when you were with Jamie Foxx, were you also thinking like, yeah, that's my cousin over there, but maybe I can just do my own thing and try it out on my own, or go this way before I even come to him, or it was just...
I think really, I really, to tell you the truth, at the time, I didn't even really know. I really didn't even really take the Jamie Foxx thing too serious, because I really wasn't even thinking about money for rap at the time. I was just thinking about rapping and fame. I really didn't even think about a check or nothing at the time. It was just like, I just wanted people to like my raps. So I really didn't take the Jamie Foxx thing too serious, but it just was a moment of my coming up that I look back on like, dang, this was big.
I said this earlier, like I don't think there's any other rapper that sounds like you, bro. Where did that style come from? The voice, the delivery. Did you have that back then, or was it something that you developed?
It come from trying to. It may sound weird, but it come from trying to want to be on so bad. So when I say that, like, my aggression in the mic is I wanted to be on so bad. Like, I wanted it so bad. So when it come out like, because I want it so bad. You know what I mean? So that's what pushed my voice. My voice got pushed out by wanting it so bad. You know what I mean? That's the best way I could describe it. Because when I'm rapping in the microphone, I'm actually yelling at the microphone. And I'm actually looking at the microphone and really yelling at the microphone, you know? So it come from just trying to get out of the situation that I'm in. You know what I mean?
That makes sense, because there's definitely some head-busting music.
It just all come out. So,
but you don't talk like that. You don't talk the way you rap.
Nah,
like I'm talking to you now for the first time. It's very laid back.
Yeah, I'm laid back. But when I'm pushing out all the you know what I mean? So I'm laid back. But when I get in the booth, I'm pushing out everything probably that's held in. I'm pushing it out.
That's dope. That kind of reminds me of like Be Real. Like Be Real has a rap voice that's different than how he
people
talks.
Always see it. Some people always said that my tone of my voice is kind of like Be Real. I listened to Be Real growing up a lot. You know what I mean? So
I was gonna ask, like, did you have any musical influences to develop that style? Is there any other artists that you kind of?
Well, 40 always told me, man, be a character. You gotta have a character. You gotta be different. You gotta stand out. Because, I mean, what do you do for hip hop sounding like somebody else? Right. You're not doing nothing. You're not bringing nothing special to the game. You're not you're not giving us nothing. You know what I mean? You sound like him or you rap like him. What are you adding to hip hop? So I always kept that in mind to be different, to, you know, take risk. You know what I mean? And then just I don't know. I like to sing, so maybe that kind of goes into my rap style. It's just a lot of things. I don't know, man. It's just God, man. He just blessed my voice like this. Just I don't know.
Yeah, it's a unique thing, bro. It's definitely like a 101. But now that you're mentioning, like, when I study older hip hop, like someone told me once, like, when you look at KRS-One, it's like the street teacher. When you look at Rakim, he's like the master lyricist. Like, everybody had their own character.
Yeah, they got they stamp.
And you weren't allowed to just be a copy.
Yeah,
of that.
you could. It couldn't be another Rakim come out like sounding just like Rakim. You'd be like, come on, dude. You know what I mean? So, cause like my favorite rappers, I sound nothing like my favorite rappers growing up, like Spice One. That was my favorite rapper of all. Like my dad would tell you this. Like I love Spice One. But I sound nothing like Spice One. You know what I mean? But I listen to him. I listen to his music. Mac Mall. I listened to Mac Mall when I was young. I loved Mac Mall. But I sound nothing like Mac Mall. You know what I mean? And then I listen to a lot of East Coast music. Like I love the East Coast. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I sound nothing. Maybe what I did try to sponge from the East Coast is being more metaphors in my music and just making you think a little more than the average person. That's probably what I sponge the most from anybody. Is probably from the East Coast.
Yeah, that whole originality is kind of out the window now. Like, especially in the Bay Area, Northern California thing, it's kind of like copycatting is like the standard.
Yeah.
Like they expect you to sound like whatever the wave of the time
and
is.
If you ain't, you old if you ain't.
Yeah, that's just how it is. It's like they expect you to sound like that. Like I said this before, there's like so many like Mozzie clones. There's so many SOBRBE clones. There's so many EBK clones right now.
Right.
I try to give it a chance. Like, okay, what's this youngster talking about? I play it and I'm like, this.
It sound just like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so it didn't work out with Jamie Foxx, and you're like, you jumped on the Greyhound up back to Vallejo.
Yeah, I said, man, I'm going back home. It's like my grandma, all my peoples in the Bay tried to keep me away from the Bay when I was in high school, because all my cousins up here, they in and out of the pen, YA. You know what I mean? They just looking at me as another problem coming back home. My grandma and my grandfather. So once I turned 18. It was on me. I just jumped on the bus. I'm like, I'm gone. Boom. My cousin like, come out here. Man, we doing this. I'm gone.
What year was that?
99.
Okay.
99. I came back to the Bay permanently. So that was when it turned up from there on. I got a few jobs, worked a couple little spots before rapping, sold a little couple packs. And my cousin, one day, my cousin Muggsy, you know Muggsy,
shout out to Muggsy.
40,
yep.
Shout out to Muggsy.
Mm-hmm.
I love you. He come through, I get on a couple compilations. Shout out to JT though from In Too Deep too.
Oh yeah.
He kind of put me in a good position too when I first moved to Vallejo. He put me on a couple of his projects, and he really put the word out for me, like telling people to look out for Muggsy's little cousin. He coming, I'm telling you. So shout out to JT for doing that. I love him for that. But I got on a couple of songs with him and a couple compilations, and with my cousin Mac Sean, and which had like Dog Pound on them. Had a couple heavy hitters on there, Snoop, Mac 10, and my song was like one of the dopest songs on there, and 40 got it, heard of it, like, who is this? And Muggsy like, that's your little cousin, that's Mossy's son. He like, what? From there on, it was over.
Wow. So it wasn't a direct route,
even
though that was your plan.
It was not a direct route.
So were you like, I'm not about to just hit him up, I'm gonna go and just do my shit first?
See, I was kind of shy, I told you.
Yeah.
So when I first, and I didn't believe I was ready yet.
Right.
I didn't believe I was ready yet. You know what I mean? I wanted to come with a project, a few songs done and everything. I mean, it just happened how God wanted it to happen. You know what I mean? Because really, once I started selling drugs and stuff, I stopped thinking about rapping really a lot. You know what I mean? Them compilations would just come around like, hey, you want to get on this? Okay, cool, I'll get on it. I'll get on it. Whatever happens, happens. But I really wasn't tripping on the rap. I was in the streets. You know what I mean? But my cousins was hearing the little songs that I'm doing. They hearing them pop up. And so next thing you know, my cousin driving down the street to pick me up off the block. Come on, coming with me. I never went back from there on.
Wow.
Yep.
So straight to the lab.
Straight to the lab, get your life together. You know what I mean? I was fighting a case at the time. 40 took care of lawyers for me.
Damn.
Shout out to 40. You know what I mean? He took care of some lawyers. I was in a tough situation with your boy K.O.B.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out K.O. Me and K.O.B. was in some bad situations, man. And man, 40 came through and kind of got me. Well, not kind of. He did get me straight. And then, cause they wanted me to do this rapping, man, and they got me straight, got my life on straight, and got me in the studio.
So it wasn't just some rapping; it was some. You gotta change your life.
Man, you got it, man. Right before I got my deal, I caught 2 little dope cases, like nothing big, nothing major, but the second one they were trying to send me to the pen on, like a little 3-year pen shot, and this was before I signed any paperwork with E. So E like, shh. You know, he wipes his sweat off his head. He comes, bro, with the dream team, lawyer team. I'm talking about, man, the shout out to Russo office.
Damn, that's a real line. You call it, ask the lawyer Russo.
Yeah, he come with the dream team for me, and I fight my case for a year, and man, he got me up through there. He got me through there.
I mean, that's no joke, man. You know, some people don't make it home from a little 3-year stint.
For real,
a three-year shit could fuck you off.
Yeah, they didn't want me on the paperwork, traveling, and all everything. So, man, I thank God for that.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. So it was not an overnight thing.
Nah, nothing was overnight, man. Even though he was my cousin, man, like I said, we got a line of cousins that want to do music. We got a line of cousins that do beats. You know what I mean? Just because you 40 cousin, don't think that it's just going to get handed to you, because we got about 4-5 nephews that's right on your back. That's coming. So I had to really get in there. I had to really fight for my position to even be on the label. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's kind of important to point out too, because I think also like what I learned in just being around the industry is like when you have your own motion, that's you bring something to the table. So if you can stand on your own, it don't have to be all the way. Yeah, but like what you're talking about, like, okay, I got my pen game straight. Okay, I got these songs out here. Right. My name is moving around with these other factors. JT is an actual factor. Yeah. That kind of gives something more to work with than just showing up fresh out the bus station like, I'm ready to rap. Yeah, sign me. So that's dope. Okay, so then is that when you started working on the first album?
Yeah, so my first album, I had to actually do that album sober. So my first album, Street Novelist, that was a sober album. 40 now was on my line about that, man. I had to go to a program for 6 months. Me and Cole had to go to program.
What were you using?
I was so that's the game.
Drinking,
okay.
Or?
No, so look, this is the game. So around that time they had a thing called Prop 36. Mm-hmm. So you get caught with drugs, they'll try to send you to a rehab instead of sending you to the pen, right? But they wasn't going for that with me. They looked at me and they said, "You're lying." They like, you're not a user. They say, you're not a user, okay. Right? So they said, okay, so this is what we're gonna do. Because everything comes with the joint suspension. So they say this is what we're gonna do. All right, you don't want to go to the pen. We're gonna send you to the program. We're gonna send you to a program, but your program gonna be $6,000 a month, and you can't get Prop 36, because see, Prop 36 pays for these people program. You can't get Prop 36. You got to pay for your own program. So 6 months, 6,000 a month. You do the math.
For sure.
And so if you
36
don't pay,
Gs.
if you get halfway through the program and you can't pay no more, oh, you're gonna go get that 3 years. You're gonna go take this 3 years, forget that money that you spent already, because they know you pulling their leg. They know you playing with them. So they're like, okay, you wanna play, then boom. But they not knowing I got a boss cousin who got the bread to pay you this money. So they didn't think I was gonna be able to pay for the program. You know what I mean? So that's why they sent me to the program.
Got you.
But then E came and palmed them, and I got through the program.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So that's why I say, thank God for it. So it really was a setup for me. It was a setup for me to go to this program, play with them, you know what I mean, trying to stay out of jail, get violated, go to the pen and waste my money.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's what they was trying to do, but we worked it. So
Okay, I'm glad you explained that. So just no weed, no nothing, basically.
no weed, no. I got caught. I never was a big time drug dealer, big D boy, nothing. So we having quarters and halves. You bust down a quarter, make $300. It wasn't nothing big, but how I got caught with it, I got caught with a quarter in my pocket, and then I go to jail, bail out, and 3 days later get caught with another one on bail.
Right.
So they're like, you going to jail.
Right.
You
Right.
go,
Right. And then they're also like, this isn't for personal use.
You loitering. You loitering with intent to sell. Even if
Yeah.
we don't find drugs on you, you going to jail. We know what you're doing. So it was one of them cases right there. Like, you getting caught too quick. You're not learning your lesson. You back to back. No, you got to go take your ass uptown real quick and sit down for a minute.
That's important context. So it's like, okay, this guy's signing you. He's funding your project. He's paying your legal fees, and he's putting you in the program. That means that he saw something in you.
He really had. Man, I love 40, man, for all that, man. That's these things that people don't know that 40 did for me. You know what I mean? So you'll never catch me griping about money problems with my cousin, or he didn't pay me for this, or nothing. You'll never hear Turf say that. You'll never hear it come out of my mouth.
I mean, but it's love, but it's also an investment too.
For real.
Because he's seeing like, all right, we got to get to business, and this is a good use of my resources here to help this dude out and get him straight so he can knock this album out.
For sure, man.
And that's dope to all know, because that was, which we'll get to, that was a successful project.
Right.
So recording the Street Novelist, it's a big production team on there.
Yeah. And see, I didn't even know how big these production teams were at the time. So he's sending me beats. So I'm in a program doing this album. So that's why I said it was sober. So when I go to the studio and come back, I got a drug test. I got a drug test when I go to leave the studio, leave the program, and come back. This fool 40 got limousines picking me up to take me to the studio at the drug program. I'm leaving the drug program and coming in limos out the sunroof and shit. And the people in the program, they having meetings about me, telling everybody, we think he's in his negative.
I mean, I can see why they would think that.
Yeah, they like, he's with his old ways. We don't think he's programming.
Oh my God.
It's crazy, but I'm recording, I'm coming back, I'm drugged. I'm sober though. Sober as a bunny, man. But he's sending me these CDs of people. Jake One, Rick Rock. I got what's his name that made $1 million for these cats out in that made Lil Wayne music. At the time, I don't know who these cats are at the time though. And I'm just, I want this one, I want this one, I want this one, I want this one, right? E looking at me like, boy, that boy, you know what I mean? But I got everything I wanted though. Yeah. I got everything I wanted. I can't lie. And all the songs I didn't like every song on the album, you know what I mean? But it came out to be pretty dope. You know what I mean? A lot of my fans like the album. It came out to be dope, and it set me up for right now. You feel me?
I was listening to it, like I said, just to get a little more prepared to talk to you today, and yeah, it's like very good, like early 2000s sounded, like not in a bad way, not like it's outdated or played out, but like that it captures the energy of that time.
Right.
And if you listen to it, that's why I bring up the production, because it makes sense that you had those big like major producers on there because that shit holds up to other music that was in rotation at that time. This is like the club era of hip hop, where you had to have your shit tight and you had to have some radio potential and some MTV potential and some dance potential.
Hell yeah, in production, in your even your down to your mixing and mastering.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. So yeah, and that album made like a pretty big impact. I feel like at the time the impression was kind of like you almost came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And made like a really big
it
splash.
made a stamp. Yeah, we sold pretty good units on that album. We sold pretty good. Yeah, we did good on that album, man.
Was the lead single "This Is a Slumper"? Was that?
That was produced by Rick Rock, man. That was, man, like when I got in the studio with Rick Rock, even to this day, like we make magic together. Like Rick is I don't know, like, you know, everybody got this producer, this main producer that they just gel with and jelly with, you know what I mean? And me and Rick, mine, kind of like weird. It's kind of like we think weird things, like the same. It's hard to explain, but that chemistry of me and him is still dope till this day. You know what I mean? He did the Slumper, and I couldn't do nothing but gas it. It was unbelievable how he made it in front of me.
That was like your breakout debut, pretty much.
Right. Yep.
Because that song was on the radio too.
Yeah, from here to L.A., it was like I had a lot of spins in L.A., San Diego, all to Southern Cali, all the way up to Seattle. Like they pumped that for me. That was pumped.
And 40 jumped on that one too, right?
Yeah. Yeah, me and 40 did the second verse, killed it, and we went from there. Slump.
Another thing that's interesting about this album is that you have a song with Mac Dre and San Quinn on there. Yeah. And I just saw that 40 had posted something. It was a written interview that Mac Dre did about how 40 asked him personally to get on your album.
Yeah, because what it was, you know, I wasn't around with all the bad history or whatever they may have had. But all I know is when we was in Vallejo, we used to knock Cutthroat Committee and Mac Dre all the time. You know what I mean? That's what we was slapping. So I came to E. I was like, and in the back of my mind, I was trying to squash everything. I was trying to be the middle person to make everything smoothing out. Because at the time, I was talking to a woman that was Kilo Kurt. Shout out to Kilo Kurt.
Shout out to Kilo.
That's her that's her cousin. So they always showed me a lot of love. All the Thea's records always showed me a lot of love. If you go back and look at some of their album cover pictures, I'm on it. Some of their album cover pictures with a Sick Wid It pig on. Like they always showed me hella love. So I was trying to mesh out everything. So I told E, I said, man, I can't do this album without putting Mac Dre on it. I wanted to see what he was gonna say. And he looked at me and he said, I ain't tripping. He was like, you want Mac Dre on your CD? I said, yeah, cousin, I want to get Mac Dre on there. He was like, all right, it's nothing. He was like, do it. I think you should do it. Because this is when he was on that too. He was trying to mesh out everything at that time too. And I was like, man, bro, this gonna be a way, because I'm going to family events with Curtis and them, and his daddy baptized me. So I'm doing other stuff with them besides with Sick Wid It. So I'm like, man, it really ain't no problem. That everybody's saying it's a problem, but it really ain't no problem because I'm around these cats all the time and they showing me nothing but love. You feel me? So I felt like that song was gonna break everything. Plus, I'm really fooling with Miami and Dre now. I'm jumping in the car with them. They coming through to my neighborhood to see me. Hey, Coca. They call me Coca because my street name is Kane. They call me Coca. They pull up, back Dre in Miami. Coca, what's up? Woo, woo. So I'm really fooling with them at the time. And instantly, man, we was in the studio, first time ever, the gang of Sick Wid It cats, a gang of Thea's cats. We had Laughing Tiger in the studio together, you know what I mean? And I felt good about that, just being able to make that happen, you know what I mean? First time ever that you got all the Sick Wid It cats and the Thea's cats in one studio session, and no problems, no nothing. Everybody blowing, everybody drinking, chilling, you know what I mean? That happened with Turf Talk.
That's tight. That's hella tight. Yeah, so because there's songs with, Beela's on a couple of Dre's projects.
Right.
there's little things here and there like the back and forth, but that's Mac Dre's first appearance on the Sick Wid It album.
Right.
So it's a pretty big deal for Vallejo.
Yep, it was big because I just was happy that we was able to actually do the song together. No sending it over the internet, none of that.
Was Quinn there too?
Quinn was there. Everybody was there, man. We had a good time, man. Shout out to Quinn too. That's my bro. Yep, he was there, and then man, it came out dope.
Yeah, I was listening to that one too. I'm like, this is a sick one.
Yeah.
And you got another song with Dre, Dre, and Yuck Mouth.
Yeah, me, Dre, Yuck Mouth. They put that together. We didn't do that together, but we just did it. Yep.
Was that after he passed?
I think that came out either right before or after.
Okay.
Did
Hubba Rock come out after Dre passed?
Cause it happened right after, right after Hubba Rock dropped, right after that album came. That's when the incident came. So it was like Dre last recorded song was Hubba Rock with me, like one of his last ones. I ain't gonna say his last one because I don't know exactly what his last one, but I'm about 80% sure that it was his last big feature before he passed away.
That's interesting because another conversation I have a lot on this podcast is just, in my role on this platform, I like to set a clear timeline that everybody agrees on when it comes to like the hyphy shit.
Right.
Because I always stress the point, and most people seem to agree that the Thiz movement was like before hyphy. That's separate things. Because Dre, it's the same energy, but Dre had his own wave that was kind of different from what the hyphy movement.
Well, Dre always had his own way. You feel me? Like the Thiz from the rump to the Thiz, they always had their own thing going on. Because they got different type of fans. Like they fans is different than everybody fans. Like if you know what I'm talking about.
Like
you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
They got different type of fans. So he always had his own movement. Dre and them was a big part of the hyphy movement. You know what I mean? They was going stupid. Like when we seen them go stupid, everybody started going stupid. So
for sure,
really, they was the movement.
But that's what I mean is that it was its own thing before it was stamped and labeled like the hyphy movement.
I agree.
Its own thing.
I would agree.
Evolved into that.
I would agree.
Without Dre, for sure, no hyphy movement.
I would agree.
But the energy that came after Dre passed, and a lot of that was motivated by a lot of people coming together.
It just took it over. Like that's what I tell a lot of these new cats, right? Like you can't have no movement if y'all not getting along. Like so how you say it went to everybody came together and it went to the next. The only way we was able to do that and the only way we was able to have a hyphy movement is because we all got along and we was all able to make money together. We was all able to do tours together. We was able to show y'all the whole Bay together. You know what I mean? And if you funkin', you can't do that. If you funkin', if you choosing sides, if y'all have separation, you'll never have another hyphy movement or nothing if y'all separated. You know what I mean? So that's the only way we was able to do what the hyphy movement was able to go to the next level after Dre and get bigger and bigger. It's because we all came together. And he was a big part of us coming together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a lot of people came together to honor his memory too,
exactly.
and to keep the shit lit.
Exactly.
So that's interesting that your album dropped at that time because, like we talked about Rick Rock, 40, obviously, like you guys are kind of setting the tone of what the sound and the style became. Do you feel like sometimes you get left out of that conversation?
Man, dude, I feel so underrated and so left out of a lot of stuff, but I also feel like I have so much more to do.
Right.
I only have 2 albums out.
Right.
So you look at a lot of these artists that's out here, they got 8, 7, 9, they got a gang of albums. I got 2 albums out, and the impact that I made off of 2 albums, I feel like it's dope. I feel like Bo Jackson or something, you know what I mean? So, and I got so much more. And to tell you the truth, right now I feel like I'm the dopest that I ever been off of on everything since I started. So I got a lot to show them though, but they start talking me up again.
Well, that makes sense because when you have that deep discography, 9, 10, 20 albums, that makes it easier for people to go in and discover it after the fact.
Right.
But I say this a lot about the Hyphy movement because it gets talked about so much about people that weren't really there to experience it. And if you were there, you would know, like, yeah, those albums you dropped were a pretty big deal. It was harder to have a buzz back then.
Yeah.
But there's certain people, especially during that time, like names was ringing, and that first album in particular was like, that was a boy right there. Like, I remember people was tweaking off, like, Turf Talk. Have you heard this shit? Because it was so different. At the time that it did help set the tone for the Hyphy shit.
It's like, I was on, like, at one point, I think I was on like five singles at one time on the radio, like back to back.
Because you're on the Fabs. Were you on Super Sick With It?
Me and Fab set it off with Super Sick With It. Then we had Grown Man.
Right.
You know what I mean?
All the remixes.
We had all the remixes.
I saw the Zion I, the Bay remix.
Zion Eyes, the Hyphy remixes, the man, just the list go on, man. And it was crazy. That was off of my first album, And my second album, West Coast Vaccine, I got to that was to me the beginning of Turf Talk. So you got Street Novelist, which to me was my foot in the door just to get in the door, because I really don't like rapping that fast, to tell you the truth. But every track was like hyphy, hella fast. So my second album, West Coast Vaccine, he just gave me the keys. He gave me a budget. Told me to shoot him the invoice and what studio you going to. You go there, okay, cool, boom. And I turned in the album. So I did my second album really completely by myself, turned it in at the end.
Yeah.
He went over it, and that was it.
So the first one was E-40 and Muggsy Presents.
Yeah.
So,
both of them were E-40 and Muggsy Presents.
Okay.
But they were more hands-on, the first one. The second one, they trusted me, and they let me do my thing. And I feel like my second album was really the introduction of me. That's my second West Coast Vaccine album, to me personally, is the introduction of Turf Talk.
Yeah, because I noticed, like, some of the beats, I wouldn't call them boom bap beats, but you kind of got, like, some lyrical beats.
Yeah.
Some more just actual rapping.
Yeah, because that's what I was raised on, man. I was raised on the East Coast music, man. I love East Coast music. I love everything, from the fashion to the lyrics. But I just put it in our lifestyle, our perspective. But I like to rap though. But I never liked the cat in the hat rappers. I don't like rappers that just do cat in the hat rhymes. I'm not into that.
The Dr. Seuss,
yeah, the Dr.
ABC
Seuss.
shit.
I'm not into that. I feel like that's weak, but if it puts you on and it gets you on, man, I'm all for it. I'm all for you getting on, but I just don't feel it. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But my second album, that's really the introduction to Turf Talk, and I'm gonna follow that up with Thug Therapy. That'll be my new album, Thug Therapy.
Nice. Well, that momentum too back then, it's kind of crazy, like how one thing happens after another. Because another thing I feel like that was big for you was just being on My Ghetto Report Card.
Oh yeah, that was
because that was a national record, if not international.
Yeah,
that was probably. I mean, that might have been.
That was huge.
That might be the biggest record at that time. That album, like front to back, that had come out of the Bay Area.
Yeah.
And it kind of reignited the Bay, and it really set the tone for the Hyphy movement. So I'm sure being on that gave you a lot of extra push too.
It did, man. Anytime I get on some music with 40, it gives me like that extra push. You know what I mean? It'd be sometime, even when I wasn't on the label, it'd be like sometime my cousin would just give me a jump start. Like he'd be like, Turf, get on this song. I need you to get on this song, and we gonna do a video and whoop whoop, and it just boosts me right back up. Boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean? So anytime I get on the track with cousins, it's a blessing.
Well, I think that song in particular, the Muscle Cars, it probably helped hit people to you that missed the first album. Because even though it was so successful, it's still more of an underground thing, whereas this was like a mainstream record. Yeah. And the fact that he like shouted you and Keek out on the song. Big. And that combination, like the three of y'all.
Yeah.
The
Shout
unique styles.
Keek. That's my brother. Yep. Shout out Keek too. That's my buddy. That's Muscle Cars was big for me. Muscle Cars was big for me. That whole album was big for me because I got to showcase. I think I was on like 3 songs,
That's
3
right.
songs on there. So he really let me showcase on there. He let me talk shit. I love that he did that. That put me on too big. That put me on big.
Yeah, you know, now that we're talking about it, a lot of rappers that have labels, you just kind of end up being signed to another artist.
Right.
It's kind of rare when you have an artist that can actually run the label to where the people putting out projects, even Dr. Dre struggles with this. A lot of people on Aftermath were never able to drop.
Right. I know that.
Sometimes the person you're signed to, their career just kind of comes first. But it seems like with all the hits under the Sick Wid It catalog that like 40's actually developing the artists.
Yeah. You gotta just gas. I say you gotta just gas. Like I learned from Bila. Bila used to say heat can't be denied. Like heat can't be denied, bro. I don't care like how much you get blackballed or whatever, right, bro. If you keep on smashing and keep gassing, heat can't be denied. So I refuse, man. I can't be on a label for hella years and my album don't come out because that's gonna kill my confidence and everything. That's really what am I here for? You know what I mean? So I had I think I had like 3 contracts with 40. I had like 3 separate contracts with 40. Our last contract was just a partnership, you know what I mean? So I could start my own label, Hood Boy Records, Hood Boy ENT. You just gotta gas. If you gas, they gonna put you out.
Absolutely. One project I noticed when I was looking through is that you put out like a compilation or like a collaboration. I think
I
you
put out, yeah, that's called Turf Talk Brings the Hood. And that was a CD that I made for my homies to showcase their talent because I got a lot of friends that rap, you know what I mean? So I always wanted to be, I kind of seen how 50 Cent did the G Unit, and I kind of always wanted to like, at least, you know, you can't take everybody with you. Everybody ain't gonna make it, but give them a shot. At least I could say I gave everybody a shot, you know what I mean? So that was the Hood compilation. I put that out 6 months after my album release.
I noticed that like some of the names I wasn't familiar with, but a lot of the names I was, and then I just, like I said, I kept scrolling. I'm like, dude, this dude has done songs with everybody. Like you got songs with Jacka, you got songs with Fab, AWAX, Young Drew, Quinn, Dre, Yuckmouth. It's a long list. You're on a Messy Marv album.
Yeah, Mac 10. I'm on one of Mac 10's albums. Who else? I did a lot of stuff, man. I did songs with Jeremiah. Did songs with Big Sean. Man, just Cat Williams. I'm on his album. I got a few little under my belt.
Yeah, I was like, damn, this dude is putting in work.
Yeah, I got a few.
I'm just curious, since like we're talking so much about your style in the Bay Area specifically, and whether during that time or present, who are some of the other rappers that you really respect in terms of their style and their lyrics?
Well, right now, I'm gonna tell you the truth, man. I don't even listen to my own music. I'm weird like that. Like everybody be like, I'm weird. I don't listen to no music that I record. I don't listen to nobody. I don't listen to nobody but people that I'm trying to reach for. So if I'm not trying to reach for you, I don't listen to you. You know what I mean? That's just how I always been, because I'd be like, why do I want to listen to this person if I'm trying to reach this person? You know what I mean? That's just how I always been. So I don't listen to nobody right now.
Yo.
I don't, family. I'm telling you real.
I'm laughing because
I listen to XM radio, that's it.
I'm laughing because that's my answer. I don't listen to shit. I don't listen to nothing. I did all my listening already. That's why we talking about the history. I listen to jazz music, man.
I'm telling you, I listen to R&B.
You feel me?
If you want to know what I listen to, I listen to R&B, man.
It takes a lot of work for something to get in my cipher for me to really be like, I want to jam this.
I'm either listening to instrumentals or I'm listening to R&B. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you.
That's hella funny, bro. That's hella funny. No, I was just curious, just because, like I said, I know you hold the craft in high standard, but that answer makes even more sense. Of like, man, because sometimes it's good to just see what's out there, but then I feel
I
like
listen. I see what's out there.
Yeah.
I scroll and I see what's popping up, and I see who consistently popping up. Like shout to the boy. Like I like the boy. I like that whole SOB thing. I wish the whole thing would stay together, but hey, that's not my politics. But I see him kicking his feet. I'm just talking about my city. The EBK cats, I see them kicking their feet. And I don't know a lot of you youngsters, so don't get upset with your boy. But I hear a lot of those youngsters, little cats out of Richmond kicking their feet. I hear them.
Yeah. But I know what you mean, though.
But I don't know. Yeah.
It's good to just be tunnel vision, get the
Yeah.
blinders on, focus on what's in front of you because, you're an artist yourself. It's like...
Yeah, I don't even be... Like, my homies will come over to my house and they'll want to play all their songs that they got for me. And I'll be like, bruh, I'm the wrong one because I don't even listen to my shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't even listen to my shit this much. And I'll be trying to tell them they be focused on one song too much. Like my partners be like, this the one. Okay, if that's the one, forget about it. Go start working on another one.
Yeah.
Forget about that one.
You're only as good as your next one.
You know what I mean? And they may get mad if I say something like that, but it just, that's how my mind process now.
I had a feeling you would have an interesting answer to that question, bro.
For real.
Well, now that we've gone through some of the catalog, I think the elephant in the room is the gap in releases. Because I did notice, I forgot to ask Hitter Slim about this, that you did an album with him.
I did it,
under Sick Wid It.
Shout out Rue. That's my other brother. That's a brother from another. Shout out Rue.
I noticed that I saw an album with iRock from San Diego.
That's my guy. Yep, Rock. That's kind of old. That's real old. But yeah, I had an album with Rock.
Well, there was some gaps. So West Coast Vaccine was what, 07?
Yeah, West Coast Vaccine was 08.
08.
So from 08, man. So I lost my daughter. I lost my oldest daughter. This is what a lot of people don't know about me as far as in how the music being now. This is where the break go right here. So in 08, around 08, 09, I lost my daughter, right? So during that time, like literally lost her in my hands in the hospital, watching the post thing go, you know what I mean? And during that time, after that happened, I wasn't tripping on rap. It was a big lawsuit that I was involved in with the hospital, dealing with my daughter. We sued the hospital. I had got like $300,000 or something out of it or something like that. I really wasn't tripping off of rap. I felt like I was rich with $300,000. I felt like I was rich. I'm running around, but I'm not happy. I'm not happy none. I'm really depressed. Every time I spend some money, I'm depressed. I'm thinking about my daughter. Every time I ain't got too many friends around me. I'm falling out with my partners, going through hood politics. And I just wasn't in a good place. Like from 08 to now, from 08 to about a couple years ago. And it seemed like I was just like, every time when I would try to write music, bro, it was like a spirit over me that wouldn't let me write. I don't know what it was. I would sit down in the morning, I'd pull up my beats, and I would be like, I'm finna write today. I turn on the music, and I'd be sitting on the couch for like 5 hours, bro, not having wrote not one lyric. And bro, I don't know what it was, and it wasn't writer's block. It was just like something that was just like would not let me pick up the pen, bro, and write no music. You know what I mean? And I wasn't happy at all. So it came a few years ago. I meet a woman, a young woman. We get to kicking it off. I get to getting happy and doing stuff, moving around. She get to telling me get back in the studio. Woo woo woo. And during that time, right before that time, we were running. After I lost my daughter, I lost her mom too. I forgot to say that. So that was another smack in my face. So everything was happening back to back to me, and but I'm running around with this money, and people think it's coming from the rap, but it ain't nothing coming from the rap because I ain't putting out no music. You know what I mean? And I'm just spending money, and so I meet the young lady, and I get happy. I start writing again, bro, right away. I don't know what it was. I just started writing again, bro. I prayed. I got some things off my chest about my daughter. I really, really got some things that was on my chest off of me, and it just seemed like everything just came back, bruh, and I just started writing again. And these last couple years, I just been writing and writing and writing. I got a gang of new music. I got a single with 40 right now. It's called For Sale. That'll be out soon. It was supposed to come out this summer that just passed, but I got locked out of my Instagram, my original Instagram page. I got locked out of my Facebook, all my social media. I got locked out of. I just had to start over with fresh new pages. So if everybody wondering where my social media, why it been dead, it's because I got new pages.
We'll put the links
in there
so we can run that up.
So
in the description.
Yeah, man. When I took that hit with my daughter and then falling out with people that I felt like was my brothers at the time, it kind of like pushed me back a lot. It made me not even care about music. But I got, like I said, two years ago, man, I got the battery put back in my back, and I feel like right now I'm the dopest that I ever been, bro. Like since I started rapping, you know what I mean? It come like this so fast and so easy, and that's where the gap was. The gap was, man, I was really healing. You know, I wasn't right mentally to even do no music. I wasn't thinking about no music. You know what I mean? I just went through something very major to my soul, you know what I mean, that I think about till this day. But like I said, everything with prayer, when you pray and you really know that you really reached God and you really heard him talk back to you, that's when you can move on. You get forgiven. When you ask for forgiveness and you really hear him and that weight come up off your shoulder, that's probably what I was waiting on. You know what I mean? I had the weight on my shoulder. It was holding me back. I got the weight off my shoulder, man, and everything now is groovy. I'm ready to get back in the mix. And I still ain't heard nobody doper than me, really, to tell you the truth, to keep it real. I still ain't heard nobody doper than me. So let's go.
Wow. That is a hell of a story, bro. Sorry for your losses.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you for sharing that, but props to you because, man, I hear a lot of these stories on this platform. That's why I'm glad I had this platform so we could tell some of these stories.
Right.
Because people are wondering, you know, so what happened to my favorite rapper? That's what a lot of people out there is wondering.
I know.
And, you know, 9 times out of 10, actually 10 times out of 10, there is a reason. Like, life be life, and life happens. This shit is, you know, it's real life before rap music.
Yeah, so nobody I want to tell my fans, man, ain't nobody, you know, we ain't fell off, we ain't did none of that. I just had to go through real life situation first. And you're not gonna be able to do nothing in life if you're not internally, if you ain't in your inner and your heart, if you're not feeling good in the inside, you're not gonna be able to do nothing on the outside. You know what I mean? So
for sure. I mean, there's a lot of times I've said this before. Like sometimes people want to know what happened to so and so, where is such and such been. I deal with a lot of people that don't give a fuck about rap no more.
Right.
Just what you was talking about. Like I don't want to write nothing. I don't want to hear no beats. I don't want to go to no studio. I don't want to go to no concert.
It's like that.
I got some other shit on my mind.
For real.
There's also a lot of some people have like. A lot of they get hung up on the coulda, woulda, shoulda. Like, damn, I had all this. I thought we was gonna go take over the world, and I was gonna be the biggest rat. I was gonna be on MTV, and when that doesn't happen, that can really affect you.
And you can't. And you know what? And that's another. I'm thankful to be up under 40 and my cousin Muggsy and them, because a lot of this stuff they already prepared me for. Like a lot of stuff, like fame and fake friends and you know what I mean? They prepared me for this stuff. Like it may not happen. When I got my money, 40 said he said, man, go get your shit off your chest right now. He said, because that's what everybody gonna do. And he said, but make sure you save some money, man, because this may never happen again.
Right.
This may never happen again. He was like, you may never get a bag like this again. You don't know, you know? So that's very, like, you don't know what's going to happen, bro.
Man, that's a trip. I mean, that's the other side of the conversation is coming out on the other end of it and getting back to it. I always say it's never too late. Sometimes, unfortunately, I be fighting people on that. They're like, nah, it's over. It's too, if you haven't done this by a certain age.
If you make it too late, it's too late.
Exactly.
Yeah, if you make it too late, you control your move.
Exactly. So I think people should really take that in, no matter what you want to accomplish. There's so many stories of people finding success in their 50s and their. I was just reading a book by an author that published his first book at like 65 or something like that. So it's never too late, and it's especially with rap as hip hop is like getting older. Like 40 and them are like great examples of that. Too Short, another great example. It's like just keep going and see where it takes you.
Yep, just keep going. I mean, man, if you believe, bro, you can achieve, man. That's the best I can tell you, man.
Real talk.
If you believe, you can achieve. I promise you.
That's real talk. So okay, so now that we're back in the mix with Turf Talk, what do they have to look forward to?
Man, I got a couple projects. I got a project with my homie K.O.B. Cole out of Vallejo, California. Dope. It's gonna be a dope project, man. I also got a project with Work Dirty. He's a artist, Sick Wid It artist. It's my little baby cousin. He a grown man, but he's still my baby cousin though. And then I'm just focusing on the Turf Talk project. I don't know if I want to drop just a project or do I just want to warm y'all up. I think I just want to warm them up with a couple of mixtapes, couple of little EPs, and then see the response that I get back from that, and then drop some shit. But I got a computer full of music, but I'm just like, I don't like old stuff. Like, I like to keep on moving, you know what I mean? So them damn near be in my computer forever. You know what I mean? That's just how I rock. Song can't be too old. It can't be a couple months feeling too much for me.
Yeah, it's nice to have something that's fresh. Yeah. So what did you say the album was going to be called?
Thug Therapy.
And
it's been called Thug Therapy for a long time. So I know cats. I know my brother Fab they have a therapy session called Thug Therapy. But actually, my album, if you listen to my compilation tape, I said my next album is Thug Therapy on one of those albums. So it's documented. So Thug Therapy was in the mix in 2010. So just to make that clear, so nobody would think, ain't no biting going on or nothing. It's just been in the mix since 2010.
There it is. So we're gonna look forward to seeing those drop.
Sure.
After you get some of these out, why don't you come back
for sure,
and then we can talk about part 2, how it's gone since the return, because we covered everything from the beginning to the break, answered a lot of questions, and now it's good to have a just conversation about the future.
Yes, sir.
And I really appreciate you coming through and telling your story. And anytime you need my support, I'm right here.
For sure.
K.O.B., thank you, brother, for arranging this and tapping in. Yeah. And we just gonna end it there, man.
That's right, Wes.
There it is. Turf Talk, Dregs One, History of the Bay. Shout out to everybody. We're almost closing out the year, man. This is 3 years going on this podcast, on this platform. So thanks, everybody, for supporting. We're going to go into our 4th year and keep building with all y'all. And there it is, man.
Stay dangerous.
Recognize where you got the game. We got our own style, got our own slang. Northern California is a West Coast thing. This is the history of the Bay. Recognize where you got the game. We got our own style, got our own slang. Northern California is a West Coast thing. This is the history of the Bay.